Hello and welcome to My Xbox and Me, episode 536. I am one of your hosts, MC Fixer, alongside the one that has had a child. He goes by the name of Mr. Paul Despawn. How are you?
That's not what he goes by. Let's not fix him. If you're gonna announce him, you gotta announce him really. Come on.
I was gonna say, yeah, it's gonna be a really weird podcast if I don't respond to you because you've not said my correct name. But you know what? I'll let it slide this week. Daddy Despawn is here. Hello, everyone. How are you all doing?
Despawn, I hope you're well. I hope you're well, and I hope your child is keeping you awake as much as he possibly can.
He is. He really is.
Good. That's what you get for trying to make me call you daddy, because I'm not bad at that life, all right? I don't even like saying that word. Ugh, makes me cringe inside. And of course, joined by the one. What do I call you anymore? I'm running off like 2 hours. Despawn's favorite son is Kresh. Kresh, how are you?
I'm doing good. Fantastic. Amazing.
You seem like you've got more energy than me this week, which is very interesting because I am struggling. I have not been sleeping well and I don't have a kid. So imagine when I do. It's not going to go well for me. It's not going to go well for me. This is My Xbox and Me, our weekly Xbox podcast. I didn't forget where it was. Calm down. I just wanted to pause for dramatic effect. You can find us over on patreon.com/mcfix if you would like to support us financially, or on all podcast services. Make sure you go subscribe to the YouTube channel and follow on the Twitch. Yeah, I am really behind today. I can feel it. Shout out to our Patreon producers, Steezy Sam and Aaron God. Topic of the show. It's a shame it's all about me, isn't it? The ROG Xbox Ally is finally out, boys. It is finally released. I went to I guess it was the official launch party event in the UK for it, where they had them all set up for creators to try out. Number one, big shout out to P Money, who put on the event alongside Xbox. Very, very good event. Not your typical launch party event, you know, that you expected. It was very much a creator focused event. Like, he had a room in the back with like black magic cameras all set up, like a studio set up for people to go in there and like shoot unboxings and do deep dives and things like that. Really, really impressed. It was probably one of my favorite events to actually work at. If you understand what I'm saying. Like, sometimes you go to these events and it's, you know, free drink and, you know, just talking to people and networking sort of thing. This one was that, don't get me wrong, but there actually was a space to go and make the content that you would want to make as well, which was really, really nice and well put together. But I finally got to go hands-on with the device itself. Man, it's really good.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's one of those ones. Yeah, it's one of those ones where I think especially where Xbox is at right now in my mindset, I wanted to go in and dislike it. Yeah. I wanted to go in and be like, I don't need this.
Yeah. But before we get into it fully, a couple of quick questions. Like, did you film any stuff while you were there that we can show off in the future on socials and stuff?
Yes, I do.
Sweet.
I have got a bunch of stuff. I've just been so busy with other stuff that I've not been able to actually put it out. But yes, there will be at least a short form video on MXAM with my thoughts and opinions relatively soonish.
Sweet. And second question, was it just the Ally X or did you see the Ally as well?
Both of them were there. Okay. In terms of like feel and touch, they both feel and touch. They feel and weight felt about the same. I pretty much majority wanted to play on the X, though, to be honest with you. Yeah. I saw a lot of people like, oh, the white one's nice. I'm like, yeah, but it's also severely underpowered. If you've seen any reviews that have come out so far, it pretty much has been saying that the ROG app, sorry, I said it, see, the ROG Ally Xbox, the normal edition, is pretty much pointless. Which, I'll be honest with you, I kind of already assumed. And from when I played it, it doesn't seem pointless. I think that a better way to describe it is like, if you're going to buy this machine and you want to play, you know, your Hades or, you know, your indie games / lower end power games, you know, your mid-tier, you know, power wash simulator, things of that nature, that the normal ROG Ally will be absolutely fine. Like, you'll be able to use it for that. But if you're trying to use it for your Battlefields, I played Forza on it and it ran fine, but you know what I'm trying to say. Like these bigger experiences, you're gonna want to go with the beefier ROG Ally X. To be honest with you.
Okay. Now my question is,
yeah.
like, because I guess the biggest comparison at the moment for like the lower tier one would be the Steam Deck.
Yeah.
Would you choose a Steam Deck over the Ally?
Not a chance.
The lower end Ally I'm talking about specifically. Because you're talking about it just being an indie machine.
Not a chance in hell.
No? Okay.
Like, if I hadn't already owned a Steam Deck, I probably would never own a Steam Deck at this point.
Okay.
Like, the thing is with this machine is it feels way more premium than a Steam Deck does, in my opinion. It fits better in my hands. It feels better to play on. Even down to like, it's just, you know what it is? It's that instant familiarization of it being, you know, Xbox. I think it's a big part of it as well. Thumbsticks, the way it holds. I already said this before though, when I held the old ROG Ally. I remember when I come back from Comic-Con one year and spoke about on the podcast, being like, it just feels so much better to actually play. But it's not that. It comes down to just the device itself as well, right? Like, it is so smooth in everything in which it does. Switching between applications is seamless and runs amazingly. Obviously, it's got the Xbox button on this new device, which is it's not really like a game changer, if I'm being honest with you. But like I said, it's a familiarization thing for Xbox players who are used to using that button. So now it's there. It just feels very natural to use. But yeah, I liked everything about it, down to like the gaming is the most important part, right? And I was playing Doom on it, and I played Hollow Knight on it as well, and a bit of Forza, and it all just worked. And I think now, remember, I'm playing this in a very what's the word I'm looking for? A very well controlled, thank you. A very well controlled area where I'm sure everything has been optimized out of the wazoo. They know the perfect settings for all of these devices, and they would have been that to show off in the best light possible. I understand that, but I can only go off of what I got to experience at the end of the day. And there felt like no difference between playing Doom on my PC compared to playing it on that device, other than the fact it was in my hands. And that's kind of what you want from these devices.
100%.
Now, I have played many games on my Steam Deck that I just totally uninstall instantly because they don't run well on my Steam Deck. And I'm sure that will happen with the ROG Xbox Ally as well. And this is one thing I spoke about at the event with Joe Grind. And I was saying, it's a great device. I really like it. It's a lot of money knowing that games are only going to keep getting more powerful. So at some point, I'm not saying in the near future, but the way gaming moves and how fast technology moves, like how long does this ROG Ally Xbox, when does the number 2 come out? 4 years? 5 years? I do think it's a device that is very niche as well. Because again, even the people at the event, I'm talking to them and they're like, yeah, but I don't really game like that. Like when I want to game, I travel a lot, but when I want to game, like proper game, I want to be at my setup or my sofa. I don't want to be sat on a train playing any
Forza,
game at all. I want to be playing, like Marcus Brunzi was there and he was joking aside, like, I'm playing solitaire, mate. Like I'm listening to music and playing solitaire. I'm not trying to play Forza or Doom and stuff like that. So it's interesting to see people that they're aiming for, which is the higher echelon of a gamer, I would say, right? Like it is the person who already has a gaming PC, already has every device. Not that you have to have every device, but like it's the big gaming enthusiasts that are gonna want this. Now, you can make a lot of money in niches, and I think that's what Xbox are going for here, and that's why I think it makes sense. But like
I would also just to interrupt. I would check out that this thing sold out in 5 minutes. So
yes, but it's a very limited amount of them as well. Yeah. I feel like they've very much gone with the Nintendo approach of this, where it's like scarcity makes sold out. Well, yes, scarcity makes for people to want it more as well, right?
I mean, it's working on me.
Yeah, of course.
Also, I feel like we're at a day and age where day one releases more often than not are just always big because of scalpers. And you're like, if I might want that, I'm going to get it day one if I can, because I don't want to deal with scalpers or me deciding that I want it later and all that.
Very true.
Not to say, again, still a huge success on Xbox's part with the release of this.
It's huge success on ASUS/ROG's side.
They've come out and said like it is their product as well, I believe. There's the Sarah Bond article, no?
Yeah. What I'll say from the event is it was very apparent that this is a ROG/ASUS product, not an Xbox product, which we all knew anyway, right? Like, don't get me wrong, Xbox were there and all the people that you would imagine to be there, all of Xbox On were there and things like that. But it's very obvious, like, yeah, no, this is not ours. This is just our branding on this thing. At least that's how I took it, to be honest with you. Go on, Kresh. You sound like you got something to say.
I do have something, but there's a question we have later that I'll get into.
Okay, all right, fine. But yeah, I just want, honestly, this one, it makes me want one day one. Like it makes me want one now. Like, I was talking to the PR person, they've been like, "Yo, any chance you could send me one?" Like, "Oh, please, I'll do anything." Like, it will 100% replace your Steam Deck.
Mm-hmm.
I truly believe that.
I mean, it would, but am I going to drop £800 to do so? When right now my Steam Deck is doing the work that I need it to.
Yeah, I mean, maybe not for you per se, but for someone like me, that the Steam Deck is great, but I do play a lot of games because we get codes from a lot of different companies and stuff like that, right? Like, I want to be able to play Xbox PC games natively, and that's what this device can do. I want to be able to play on the Epic Store. I want to be able to play on Steam. I want to be able to play on, anywhere else that I choose to want to play games, and this can do it all. It's a device that can literally do it all, and that's kind of my big takeaway from this was like, I didn't realize back in the day you always said, "Oh, I want an Xbox handheld." I want an Xbox handheld. I want an Xbox handheld. I didn't want an Xbox handheld. I wanted a mini PC in my pocket.
Yeah.
That's what I wanted, and that's what this is. Mini being maybe not so mini, but you know what I mean. Like, it's a smaller form factor PC.
So realistically, how like, let's talk about that form factor. Like, how does it feel like size-wise in your hand? Like, is there anything you could, like you say, you've got the PS Portal, you've got the Steam Deck. What's the comparison in size-wise?
It feels like it's the same as like a Steam Deck. It feels like that sort of size, but it just fits better in my hands. It's chunkier. It's chunkier, but it is not heavy at all. No. I think that was my biggest surprise by it. As I picked it up, I was like, wow, this feels extremely light for a device that has got a lot of hardware in it. You have to imagine, right? For it to be able to do all the things that it can do. And yeah, I think that's what blew me away the most. It's just like the ease of use. Excuse me. The ease of use is the important thing. But again, it's been set up. It's in a controlled environment. They're not things that I'm able to test without getting my hands on it myself. The reviews are out there, though, from other outlets that obviously got them, and influencers as well. And everyone's saying how much they love this thing.
Yeah, like, I think the big takeaway I've seen is it is an Xbox in a handheld form. The problem is when it starts trying to be a Windows device as well. So when you're installing things like Discord and things like that onto it, the fact that it comes preloaded with things like Teams and Copilot that you don't need for a handheld device and things like that. So there's it's this weird middle ground is what I've been hearing, but when it does the gaming side, it does the gaming side so well. Which
is what you're buying it for, to be honest with you. You're not really buying this. I'm sure there are other people out there that will use it for other reasons, but you're buying it to play games on it. They're not paying £800 for this device specifically to do Microsoft Word.
That's crazy. What do you mean? I was thinking about getting this specifically for TeamSpeak, not for any other reason.
Makes sense. TeamSpeak as well,
That's cool.
But yeah, I really like it. I really want one. I don't know if I can justify spending £800 on it at this moment in time, where I'm at in my life. But I do think it's a device that I will 100% be picking up eventually.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I've just signed up for notifications when it's back in stock.
You can buy. I'm pretty sure the ASUS website you can get them at the moment, but they just come at Christmas. No.
No.
Oh, so it's all through that allocation as well.
Notification only.
Interesting. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a very interesting device. And yeah, you're definitely gonna want it, this one. I can't lie.
I know what's going to happen. I'm signing up so that we can talk about it when they finally come back on sale and we can let people know. And what's going to happen is I'm going to see that notification come through and be like, I mean, business expense.
It is a business expense, but the thing is, I think you sell your Steam Deck is what I will say.
You think?
Yeah, because I'm one of those people who doesn't usually sell hardware. Like I usually keep it just to have it.
Mm-hmm.
It literally makes the Steam Deck irrelevant once you own it.
So I guess the question for me, from me, hi, I'm Daddy Despawn, is the games that you played, were they running off the Xbox PC store? Were they running off Steam?
Everything I played was running off the Xbox store. Again, the Xbox event.
Yeah, I just wondered if that'd be something they would try and showcase or not.
No, and I think that's purposeful as well, right? Like it's an Xbox handheld. It can do other things. It's an Xbox handheld.
Yeah, that's
fine. It can do other things. Like that's very much the way I see it and the way they see it as well, if I'm being honest. But yeah, it's really good. Again, it's hard to talk about the nitty gritty details because again, I haven't got one myself. I can't talk about battery life. I can't talk about like I said, the way it runs Steam games or other platform games. But as soon as I can get my hands on one, I most certainly will. Cool. Yeah. Okie dokie. Let's jump into what's been in our box this week, boys. Despawn, we'll start with you, mate.
Hello. So talking of Xbox, I have been playing a game that's just dropped on Game Pass. A game called Ball Pit. So this is one that like it just dropped out of nowhere. I think I saw the name mentioned once at some point, and then I thought I'll just check it out and see what it's like. This might replace my like roguelike obsession from Hades. So Hades 2 I've been playing like constantly since it hit 1.0. Jumped into this on Game Pass. Again, talking about the Steam Deck, using the Greenlight app to play it off Game Pass Cloud, run perfectly. And yeah, it is basically, do you remember, I can't remember the name of the game, but it's like, you know, like the Pong style, like brick breaker game from back in the day where you...
Peggle.
But not like Peggle, but it's like you had like a little bouncy thing along the bottom and like you bounced balls to break blocks and stuff like that.
No, I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay, well, watch the trailer. You'll figure it out. But basically, it's for those that know the game, it's that game mixed with a roguelike, mixed with like a base building like kind of game as well. So the premise is you are trying like. They call it Babylon, but Babylon, basically, this giant meteor takes out this mystical city and leaves a giant pit. And it is your job to go down into the pit, fight enemies, and bring back resources to build out your new village. The way that you fight it is by bouncing balls at these blocks to break them. It's a similar thing to Hades, where you get different abilities and you kind of level them up as you play. Different characters have different like loadout sets and things like that. And yeah, it is so upset. Like I'm so obsessed with it. It's like it's that perfect level of one more run to me. Whereas like if I do a run, even if I don't beat the final boss in that run, I know that like I'm getting gold, which I can then take back to my village and I can buy upgrades. And the way that the upgrades work is really clever as well. So you unlock blueprints from doing the main like play style. You go back to your village, which unlocks buildings. You place buildings down in like a grid system, and to like build those buildings, you use balls to like bounce against the buildings to like unlock them, and you also do farming that way as well. So it's like, you know, you've got to like set your base out in the perfect way so that a ball will bounce around everything to pick up all of the resources, but also hit the buildings that you want to unlock that you've put down. And you just kind of like slowly building out this little village and then unlocking different characters to go do different levels. And yeah, the upgrade system is really clever in that it's it's similar to Vampire Survivors, where you can unlock different abilities that do different things, whether it be like a ball that will go through enemies and do damage, or a ball that will cause bleeding when it hits them. But as you level those up, you can then fuse them together. So you can have a ball that will go through enemies but also cause bleeding, or you can have one that like creates like laser lines across the screen to do damage in a grid, and then it's like a free wave system as you're going through, as you're fighting these bosses. So there's like too many bosses and then a final boss in each level, and it's obviously a case of just like going through and trying to survive as long as possible as these kind of like grids slowly work their way down the screen and you're trying to take them out. Yeah, it's really clever. Love the art style as well. Gorgeous pixel art style, and yeah, it's a must. I think it's a must play. Like, I think I'm going to say it's in my top 10 right now. Like, I am like that obsessed with it right now. But again, I'm a big fan of like roguelites.
Must play?
It is a must play. Like,
must play is a really strong term to use.
He says these things all the time, man. He says these things all the time. What I will say is this game was spoken about a lot at the event I was at.
Mm-hmm.
And everyone's like, it's come out of nowhere, but it's really good. So yeah. I will say other people other than Despawn who says some crazy things in his life are talking about this game as well. So yeah.
Yeah, suck it. I got it right. Yeah.
But I think you got it right.
Don't say that.
Play it and tell me.
I don't know if you got it right. You did a job. I'm proud of you.
I played the game. I want to go back and play it more now. Like, I don't want to be here. I want to go play it. I'm going to go. See you later. I'm going to go play ball pit.
You can't. You're recording the podcast.
Oh, shit,
anything else you've been playing?
Yeah, I jumped into Battlefield 6. I've now got the perfect sniper build. Fear me. That's all I'll say.
Okay, buddy.
Not really.
I'm okay.
No, yeah. All right. Fear the bullet was past your head. Yeah, no. I'm really enjoying it still. We need to go back to it and play it all together again. It's still fun. And then you've been playing?
I've also been playing it. Yeah, absolutely love it still. I've seen some of the change. You haven't finished it?
No, yet. The problem is, I did this thing where it's like I spent a day playing the campaign, didn't quite finish it because
beat it.
Not an entire day. Let's just say I started the day playing it, and then I got distracted by baby things and other stuff, and I just never went back to the campaign. I just multiplayer's there, and I want to have fun and shoot things with my friends. But yeah, like still having fun with it. Still a great game.
Oh, that's a game that is a must play in my opinion if you like shooters, and not only that, it is 100% in my top 10 as well. Yeah, I like the one thing I like the most about the game is outside of the game, which is EA. Weirdly, listening to the community, they have made so many changes and then reverted changes, and they've sorted out progression and they're sorting out movement, and they're taking, and it's very strange to feel heard by EA, like, and not in a, oh yeah, we'll get that done in a month.
No.
Well, oh yeah, we got to figure out this monetization thing though, and where's this new skin? No, we've not had any of that in Battlefield, and yeah, it's really. What am I looking for? It's just very nice.
It's refreshing.
Refreshing. There you go. It's very refreshing from EA to know they've obviously got a winner on their hands. We'll talk about that later on. But yeah, what a game. Have you played any Kresh anymore at all?
Yeah, I've played a decent bit more. I will say the next time we play, there's a setting for voice comms where you talk in game and you talk over the radio, and so when you get distance, I think that setting's actually like very fun to play with like an actual squad.
Oh, we're doing it.
And to play with that. Are you making that face?
Fresh, because I want to win. I want to win. I want you close. I need you close at all times. All right.
Yeah, but you can still hear me.
Yeah,
it's more so that like when we hear Despawn going over the radio, we know Despawn's ran off to get some weird sniper angle and do something.
Hey, I've got to build those clips, right?
You haven't hit a clip once.
No, I haven't. I should probably start making them, shouldn't I?
Yeah, probably. Probably. Anything else you've been playing?
Yes, a game that I've told you guys to install because I want to play it together. I have been playing Arc Raiders. So it is the server slam weekend this weekend, where everyone is jumping in to test the servers. It's free to play right now. By the time this goes out, I don't know if it'll still be live, but we'll see. But yeah, it has been a ton of fun. This is the kind of like, I think I've mentioned it before. I've wanted to get my teeth into an extraction shooter for a while now, and none of them have really grabbed me. I think this might be the one that grabs me. The loop is really fun. I love the art style and the design. I think the way that the PvE versus PvP elements mix together is really cool. Just the level design, like the world design itself, is gorgeous. Gunplay feels fun. I think with it being a third-person shooter rather than a first-person shooter, makes it a little bit more palatable for me for some reason. Although I do love first-person shooters anyway, but something about this just makes it like it feels more arcadey and more fun and like more drop in, drop out style. I don't feel like I'm ever penalized too much. Like I've played some extraction shooters where I just feel like unless I am the best of the best, I'm getting just like slaughtered all the time. Whereas this, I always feel like I'm accomplishing something, whether it be like just like if I'm just doing a quick drop in, drop out just to get supplies, or if I'm wanting to take out a big enemy, or if I'm wanting to take on a squad. I always feel like the game is suited to whatever playstyle I decide to go in with. And yeah, I'm really fun. For those who don't know what it is, obviously, Arc Raiders is a 3-player PvP VE extraction shooter. The basic premise is AI has taken over the world and robots are killing humans. So Terminator, we all live underground, but these raiders come up to the surface to scavenge for items, which is what you are doing. And it's basically just you building out your base underground and getting different items and weapons and loadouts and things like that, and playing against other players and different robots as well. But yeah, no, I'm loving it so far. I'm very excited for the launch, which isn't too far away. October 30th it drops. So I think I'll be jumping in day one on that one if people are about. But yeah, no, I'm really enjoying it.
Kresh, have you played it yet? Because I haven't played it yet. Okay, I've not played it yet. It sounds, because from what everyone's described to me, is that it's pretty much third-person Tarkov. Yeah, is what people have been saying. Which again, music to my ears. I love third-person games. I love extraction shooters. I'm very excited for this. Very, very excited for this, and I'm looking forward to playing it eventually. Whether it's today on the Slam server or if we wait until it fully comes out. It's the one game that I feel like the internet has found a love for as well. Yeah. You know, like we're always waiting for that next thing. I'm not sure I'm willing to put all my chips on this being the next thing yet. No. Yeah. But it feels like there's something here.
I think even if it's not the next big thing, it will probably be around for a long while, so long as the developers like don't fumble the ball after they like sort of have their launch. Because I think eyes are on this from like all sorts of fields, to people who like looter games, to people who like shooters and stuff like that. Like it's just generally like across the board, people are interested in it right now. Yeah,
I think it's got something for everyone. I think, like you say, for those that just like a good looter, like building out gear and things like that, it's great. For those that love like a really good tactical shooter, then you've got that. Extraction shooters, it's a great example of that as well. I do want to give a particular shout out to the sound design, which is super important, not just because it sounds nice, but it plays into the gameplay as well. Like you've kind of got to balance whether you make a lot of noise because the robots might hear you or other players might hear you, and you can really hear footsteps running through these like abandoned corridors. So if like there's another team running up on you, you can hear it if you careful. It's just a gorgeous game as well. I'm very excited to play more of it.
This is made by the people that made the finals, correct? If I'm not mistaken. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't know that. Mm-hmm. Huh. Yeah. It probably is going to be good. The finals is a good game. It just didn't have that. It didn't make me want to come back constantly, but I enjoyed. We played it. I remember streaming it and enjoyed it.
It was a lot of fun. Yeah. I've heard they had a recent update that was good for the game, but apparently this game started as a looter game before it became an extraction shooter. Which makes sense why people a lot of people comment on the world, because they probably put a lot of time into focusing on that when it was just a looter.
So one of the things I would say that this was, I think originally it was going to be a 3-to-play looter shooter, and they've then translated it to a extraction shooter, which I think is at base level it's $35 or £35 or something like that.
It's $40.
There you go.
Yeah.
So it's not expensive, and you can see like those remnants of battle passes and things like that, but it all feels very like built into the core gameplay loop. So like as you do missions, you unlock credits, which you can then spend to unlock cosmetic items. And that's it. Like,
excuse me, Despawn. Excuse me. But games cost $70 nowadays.
Do they? Oh, my bad.
Every game on God's Given Earth costs $70. So this cannot cost $40.
Really? Oh, my bad. My mistake. Sorry, guys. I lied to you. This is clearly an 80. No, this is like a $30 game. Yeah, it is nice and cheap, and the experience feels totally worth it for what I've played so far.
£30.99 for the base pre-order. Deluxe edition is $49.99. So it's still only £50. It's currently only PC only, though, if I'm not mistaken.
Nope.
Oh, well, I am mistaken.
Yeah, the Service Slam right now is available everywhere.
Yep.
I thought this was a PC only game. This game could actually be really big.
Yeah, crossplay. What was I going? I was going to say something as well. It doesn't matter because I've completely forgot about it. But yeah,
fair enough. Kresh, what have you been playing, my friend?
I beat Digimon Time Strangers.
Woo!
That is completely done over. I like 100% of the game, other than doing a new game plus on the highest difficulty, which I do want to do at some point.
So is that the platinum?
That's the platinum. Yeah, I went through to get all the trophies, and the last trophy I saw at the end was that one. And I'm like, I'm not doing that right now. Which this has happened before. It happened in Final Fantasy VII Remake, where I went through and I did like all the achievement of the trophies for it, and then I got to the very last trophy, and I'm like, replay the game on the hardest difficulty. And it's not like the combat system in both these games isn't fun enough to engage in a harder difficulty. It's like I just have to play through the whole game again, which is the
skip
struggle.
Yeah.
But it's really good. I really like it. I think overall it is a step up for Digimon games. There's certain aspects where like the story feels a little bit rushed, or there's not dialogue, or there is dialogue, it's just not voiced, and they'll transition from voice dialogue to non-voice dialogue really weird, where it feels like
I hate it when they do that in games.
It feels like a budgeting issue of like they chose where to put the money, and I think you can see where they have like these cool cinematic cutscenes that you don't really get in Digimon games normally. And those feel great when you get them, but then you have other moments where it's like, oh, there's clearly like a dip in, I don't want to say equality, but that feels a little harsh, but like...
No, I get you. Yeah, it's not the quality of the game per se, but like, I think you just explained it perfectly. They put the budget in other areas. So yeah.
But overall, I really like it. I think it'll probably end up being one of the better turn-based games to come out this year, but it's stiff competition this year with
I was gonna say
Final Fantasy Tactics and pretty damn good. Just saying, mate.
Claire Obscure came out this year as well.
I said one of the better ones. I said one of the better ones.
One off. Yeah.
Just saying. Okay. Okay. Anything else?
Yes, I have played Blue Protocol Star Resonance, which is MMO. It was coming out from Bandai.
Oh yes,
it got canceled from Bandai, and then it got picked up by Tencent and got released by Tencent. I think I had played the beta, and I talked about the beta a little bit, and I wasn't super impressed. Having the full game, it is not a great game. Let me start it off by saying that the combat is fun. They have a bunch of convoluted systems that don't feel super great. Like if you want to do one of the life skills, which is like mining and smelting and all sorts of stuff like that, you have 400 stamina per day to do it across all those skills. You have stuff that you can do that doesn't require stamina in those skills. They just won't really level you up, and they don't have the biggest purposes, like for upgrading gear and stuff like that. You need the stamina for it. And that's a little bit annoying. And it comes to a case where like, I just want to spend my day mining and doing some dumb shit. Like having it on like as my main monitor, and my second monitor is like something I'm watching or something like that. Right.
Yeah.
Can't really do that.
Question. Is there like a an actual reason why it limits you, or is it just like an arbitrary, like we're limiting you for no reason whatsoever, just because?
It feels arbitrary. It feels like they kind of want people to stick to the game longer. There are like certain limiting it feels arbitrary. It does not feel like accurate. I'm like trying to think of a way that like I could kind of see it. I can't see it. There is no reason that it should function this way, and it's frustrating. More so, the main reason the system's like really, really frustrating is a lot of the skills require other skills. So like if I want to interact with the smelting skill, I need to do the mining skill, and then you also require the I forgot what it's called. It's not architecture, but it's a third skill that you need for one of the materials to craft one thing as well. And so it's like you have to dip into a lot of stuff, and they just don't have enough stamina to really do it at a relevant level. Especially the higher level you get and the more you need gear to upgrade and stuff like that. The upgraded system in the game is very similar to Lost Ark for anybody who's played Lost Ark, where you get gear, you fill out your slots, and then you have to upgrade that gear. And for the first 5 or so levels, I don't think they've unlocked the higher tiers where you can fail your upgrades yet, but I do think that is a possible thing that can happen. But they also have an item to counteract the failure, so it's not quite as harsh as Lost Ark was for anyone who's played that. The skills and the skill tree, I think that's interesting. I think it's fun. I think the combat itself is actually like really fun when you do the dungeons. The dungeons are probably the highlight of the game so far, where they're challenging and they're really fun. It is a very social game, which I feel like MMOs as of late, I don't want to say they've lost the social aspect, but the social aspect feels like it was sort of like a background thing, where this game, it feels like it's very much in the foreground. It's one of their focuses. They have social events to get people to play together and stuff like that, which is cool to see for an MMO. Yeah, overall, I'll probably put a little bit more time into it, but I don't think it'll be something where you'll see me a year from now, like still playing this game, or even a month from now, still playing it probably.
Yeah.
Other than that, I have also played Hades 2.
Woo! Welcome to the party.
I finally got around to downloading Epic. And you want to know what I realized? I didn't have the game on Epic. I had the game on Steam this whole time. So
this guy.
Yeah. I played it. It's fun. It's about the same experience. I don't want to say it's like the same experience, but whenever I first played early access, I don't notice too much different from it. But I'm also really early on, and I started a new save, so who really knows? It also very much feels Hades 1. If you liked Hades 1, you'll like this game. I was never super, super crazy on Hades 1, so I'm not super, super crazy about this game either. But it's good. It's very good. Voice acting, just like Hades 1, is very good. The narrative, I feel like, is probably more prominent in Hades 2 from the bit I've seen. I just got to a part where you play as like the main character when they're younger, which Hades 1 never had anything like that. So there is a bit more of a narrative through line, it feels like. Combat is fun, upgrading is fun, like all that stuff, all the stuff you would enjoy from a Hades game is fun in there, which is cool.
Yeah, I played a lot of it now, and I'm quite far in, and yeah, I kind of like echo, like it is more of just Hades 1, but I feel like it's a bit more fast paced. It's very like combat wise, I feel like some of the moves are a bit more faster. Like I have specific favorites which will just melt things right now. It feels twice as big, like for a valid reason, because obviously there's 2 different routes that you can take through the game. I've completed one route, and I'm at the end. I'm getting to the end consistently of the second route, but that final boss is kicking my ass at the end every time. But yeah, like I kind of echo what you're saying. Like it just feels like it's more of Hades, and if you love Hades, then yeah, you're gonna love this.
It's the curse of a good sequel to a good game where it doesn't improve enough. Of like, it's more of that, and it's really good. There's nothing wrong with it, and there's not anything you could pick apart about it. But it's just like it's more of that first good thing.
Yeah, I think so. It's a hard one to sell because, like you say, right now in the early days, like in the early game, it's very like it's more Hades, which is fine. But as you start leveling up and like start unlocking more systems in the game, I think that's where it starts to shine a little bit more. Like the way that the card system works in this time round, and you can upgrade that, and like the weapon upgrades, and there's different kind of like boss rushes you can do and things like that. That like Yeah, I think like they've done a really smart job of like the later game is where it really shines. But it's a very hard sell to say, just play for another 10, 15 hours and then you'll like it. But yeah, but like I still stand by the fact that if you loved Hades 1, you'll love Hades 2.
I feel like for most people, this game does more than enough of what was required for it. Absolutely.
For sure.
Yeah, I haven't got much to add on the Hades stuff. I played Hades 1 and was like, okay, I like this. I have no interest in playing Hades 2 at all. Like, at all. Ever. Unless it comes to Game Pass, while I still have Game Pass.
I mean, it might. Hades 1 is in Game Pass. It might eventually end up there.
Eventually. I guess we'll see. Should we talk about what I've been playing now, boys?
No, we ain't got time. We need to move on.
Not again. No, I've been playing Into the Dead, Our Darkest Days. So for those who don't know, I've been doing 31 Days of Horror over on my Twitch channel. So I've been playing in the evenings some horror games with Haley. And I introduced this to her and it sucked us in. We've been playing it every single night, probably for the last week, to be honest with you. Maybe even a bit longer. We have finally escaped... and or not escapes, no spoilers, but I've done 3 different endings. I really like the game a lot. Like the gameplay loop itself is exactly what I would have wanted from this game so far. It is so fun. The risk reward between sending people out, item management, it's just really well put together, especially for an early access game. I was really blown away by it early. What has let me down is the ending. It does this thing where, so each ending is just pretty much a splash screen of like what happened at the end of the scenario, right? Like I'll make up a fake one just so there's no spoilers, right? Which is like, so you literally go and do the thing which you've been building to the whole game, which is like getting these very specific items that you found along the journey, and then you're meeting these certain type of people, and then, you know, one might be, I'm making this up, but it's like, oh, you need the car keys for the car, and only this guy can drive the car. And you've got all the stuff, and then you can go. Then you can go to the car with anybody, and then the game just ends.
Yeah, as long as that guy's in your base.
As long as the guy is in the base, the game ends.
Yeah,
and you're like, oh, okay, so I've not let him leave the base for the entirety of the time because I wanted to make sure he's safe, but there's no payoff at all. And I feel that way about every single ending, to be honest with you.
Right. Yeah.
Every ending is like, okay, you've got all these special things. It's not even like, all right, now you have to get every single person at the base. And they have to do their own run. You know, Daphne, who's a pacifist and she doesn't like to fight, she's got to go out there now. Or, you know, whoever. It just feels, the game very much feels to me of like, once you figure out the loop and the ending, it's like, so why would I recruit any of these people? Ever. All they are is a strain on my resources. So give me the best fighter, give me the best person who can make weapons, and then all I'm going to do is send them out to get food and stuff like that and keep them alive. And that's what we ended up doing by mistake, by the way. We ended up not realizing, so on our third run, we couldn't move to one of the houses to do an optional mission. So we was like, oh, maybe we've got too many people. So we just kicked everybody out the base.
Yeah.
So I had 2 people. So we had just 2 people that we liked. Then we realized I hadn't cleared out the base, hence why I couldn't move there, which was my bad. I was an idiot. I didn't realize. Yeah. But I was like, well, this is so much easier to deal with. One sleeps, one goes out. One sleeps, one goes out. I can just keep these 2 fed, less resources, less hassle. Like it at the end of the game, I really was like, I wasn't fulfilled with all of the stuff that I had done. So I've got all these guns that I've been saving, all this food that I've been saving, all this scrap that I've been saving. And then I just get a splash screen at the end. It's like, yeah, done.
Yeah, I will, like, so So you're kind of alluding to not the real ending, but the ending that you got. Like, I think I got the same ending.
I'm alluding to all the endings. I didn't like any of them.
So the ending that you would like, kind of like with the car keys. Let's put it this like. So I got that ending as well. I got the bad version of it as well.
Yeah.
So what happened is I sent one guy off. Let's say I sent one guy into the final area with the car keys. He died with the car keys. And you know, usually when you play through the game, if someone dies in an area, you can go loot their corpse, or they turn into a zombie and you can kill them and loot them after.
Yeah.
Couldn't find him anywhere.
Huh.
So I'd lost the car keys completely. And the only thing I could do is then do the bad ending.
Do the other ending. Okay. So okay, that is interesting, I guess, to a degree.
Yeah.
The problem is, I think for me, is there's no power. If you don't know what this game is, by the way, this is a zombie survival side scroller. Imagine State of Decay, but side scrolling, item management. Like that's what it pretty much is on a base level. Go on, Kresh. Go on, talk to me.
I was gonna ask, does it feel like the ending's fully complete? Like this is what they intended? Because you said it's an early access. Yeah. So
I think that yes, I think this is what they thought, or they think, or maybe other people disagree, but I just felt let down. I think this is what they intended for the ending to be. Like, there's no, put it this way, Kresh. You could have 20 people in your base that you've been keeping happy, you've been keeping safe, you've been feeding, watering, doing everything. The game doesn't tell at the end, none of the endings allude to that at all. It's not like, oh, the ending happens, right? And then you even get like a splash screen of stats of like, oh, Daphne was upset 7 times and Joseph went hungry 7 nights out, or like something of like, and then they escaped. All you get is like a very generic, and then they all went their separate ways. Do you know what I mean? Like it just leaves you like
unsatisfying. Like the whole adventure was pointless.
Yeah, it is pointless. It literally is. And I understand like there's a lot of different survivors and it's the fun along the way. Don't get me wrong. I really enjoyed the gameplay loop. But as soon as you figure out that, okay, so I don't actually need to go in and loot a house multiple times ever.
No.
You might as well just keep moving.
Well, I think the game is designed around that because
it is, but you know who ruined it for me? Aaron God. I love Aaron God. He was in my Twitch chat, yeah? And I was playing the game my own way, enjoying it, no problem. And I was like, but and then he was like, oh, you know what you should do? You should get all the loot and then just drop it to the nearest location by the exit, and then just go back and keep doing it. So the way I was doing it was like actually going out each time, like it felt like it had some sort of danger
system. Yeah.
But as soon as he said that, it ruined the entire. It's not his fault. I'm not saying it's his fault, but like in my brain, I couldn't then go, that is so much smarter to do that, because then I might not lose Joe or whoever else that I really liked. And Joe died every single playthrough that I played this damn game, by the way, every single one. I'm
fine with that.
But yeah, it's not. I haven't done the new stuff, the Spill Zone stuff. I did see the issue with that as well, which I'm annoyed about, is it came up on my map. To go up to that area, but I didn't realize it was new content. So I was like, oh, it's just an area.
It's very built into the core gameplay.
It's just an area. I don't need to worry about it. Like, I'll just end the game. So yeah. And then my last complaint is the game lets you complete it, so you get the story, and then you can continue your playthrough again to do the other endings, which is the complete opposite of what you would want to do in a game like this, because you should wipe the entire save and then go again, so you do different stuff and see a different ending. Yeah,
so I get it. Like, I feel that should be an option linked to difficulty.
Okay.
I feel it isn't, but I feel like it should be. Like if you are playing like on an easy or normal difficulty, like, and you want to go back and try different routes, but if you're playing on like a hardcore difficulty, that's where it should wipe it.
Fine, okay, I will concede and agree with you, but like it was just very much like, why would you just let me? So hypothetically, my character's just died. Oh, don't worry, now you can continue. No, that should be my ending. The characters are dead. Like that's what happened. But yeah. It sounds like I'm being negative on the game. I'm not. It's in my top 10. I think it's because of how much I enjoyed the game. That I was so let down by the end. So let down. Like we were building and building and building to this point of finally getting to the end. And then it was very much like, and that is it.
So yeah, I feel like the endings themselves are a bit like they're a bit like throwaway, but I mean like, everything up to it is so good. Like, I'm not going to spoil anything, but the way that you like, there are certain points where like in certain missions you can make a choice, and depending on what choice you make, it can have a different outcome. Shall I spoil? Shall I do a slight spoiler? Slight spoiler warning.
Spoiler warning for this because I'm interested.
Yeah, so you know the underground base that you can find with the people who are trying to sneak people out.
That's a huge spoiler, by the way, which we're about to say. But sure, go on, hit me.
But there is a point where you can do their missions, or someone will tell you not to do their missions, and you can decide which one you want to do.
Yeah, that's the mule.
Yeah, the meal mission. So you can choose which one. Yeah, but so there's two choices. You can either do it or ignore that person.
Yeah, but that's one. That's just.
That's what I'm saying. Like
that's one mission. That's the ending.
No, it isn't, because it has a material effect on some of the outcomes.
So it has on some of the other outcomes.
On that mission, like so.
So yeah, but look, big spoilers.
Full spoilers. Full spoilers.
Yeah, big spoilers. If you don't want to hear it, I'm sorry, Kresh. I apologize. I don't think you really care though.
Yeah. No. So you can choose to do the mission, or you can choose to open a valve and drown everyone.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, but what I'm saying to you is that's the ending though. That's just one mission. The way you said that was like because if you do throughout the entire timeline. It doesn't like that. I wish there was more. I agree with what you're saying. That mission is cool, and I get what you're saying. It's like cool. You bump into the mule, you go and do her mission. But the problem is with the continue system is all I did was go, okay, so I did the other one where you end up dying. I'll just say it like that, and then I was like, all right, continue. Let's go see what the other one is. I didn't have to go through an entire another gameplay loop where I felt rewarded. This comes back into the because I would have then felt rewarded by it, right? Because it's like, okay. That one ends like that. I died. I've got to get a new playthrough in and see if I can get to see the next one. But instead, all I do is continue. And it's like, oh, cool. Now we're going to go see the other ending. It ruins the entire zombie survival. The whole game is about permadeath.
Yeah.
You die, you die, you die, you die. If you die, it's over. Then you complete the game one way and it goes, oh, that permadeath, don't worry about that one.
Yeah, it's very inconsistent in how it works out, because this is one of those kind of games where you got a single save as well.
Yeah, so you can't not anymore. They're putting an update in so you can change. They're doing a multi-save.
Don't like that. I like the idea of having a single save, and I will only play it as a single save game. But then you have those moments like you say there, where it's like you could screw the entire thing and like, oh, but I could just redo that and it'd be fine.
Well, just the ending. Yeah, go on, Kresh. Sorry.
Yeah.
I was just gonna say, that kind of like so. Story is important on the game, yes. Like there's a through line of narrative through the whole thing.
You're telling the story, Kresh, is what I would say, right? Like you've bumped into Joe and you have built this connection with Joe because Joe's got a big backpack, right? And so you're trying to keep Joe alive. Then Joe bumps into Kirk, who's a police officer, and you get a little bit of story, nothing crazy, but like a little bit of backstory of who they are. Should you rescue them or should you leave them? Like those sorts of things. But you're making the story, right? Because you're like, I've got to keep Chris. We've got Mum, Crystal. I think Crystal. I can't remember her name. You got to keep her alive because she does the veggies. Like you're making those storylines.
Yeah. All I was gonna say was this reads to me, and I haven't played the game, so I can't really say. It's very much like visual novel-esque of like we want people to experience every route, so we make that accessible. Which I don't know.
Bullshit.
Yeah. I feel like, that might be what they're trying to do. And I feel like it just doesn't work in the kind of gameplay concepts that they've got going on.
I think a difficulty slider for that, or like having the accessibility option in the beginning to say how you want to play and handle those situations. You've got
your easy, normal, hard, but at no point is like, I don't think it should matter. Like I generally don't. I think it should be a case of like, when you die, you're dead. How can you have a ending where you die and the game's about permadeath and yet all you have to do is that it ends and you go, all right, cool, continue save, and then that decision's just doesn't matter.
I get what you're saying, but at the same as somebody who doesn't I think that decision is made more so not for the people who are into like that permadeath.
The whole game is that.
I get what you're saying. It's not that I don't get what you're saying, that the whole game is permadeath. I feel like that's not a permadeath like thing. Like making a story choice that leads to your death falls outside of the gameplay loop permadeath, which is where you're talking about the permadeath, to a narrative permadeath decision. It's out of the scope of what the game is. Like, I get what you're saying, and to be fair, I think it should work. I think it should work the way that you're saying to like time the whole experience.
I totally agree. It should be what I say.
I can understand why they would choose to like separate the two. Of like, you didn't go into a gameplay situation where you were in over your head and you're like, I'm gonna take these survivors into this room and die to zombies and they're dead. No. This is like, I chose a story route and that story route led to me dying and now I have to start the whole game over. That can be a really fucking frustrating experience.
Oh, it was.
I chose. Yeah, and imagine, I think the turnoff for people in doing that and being like, I have to start over is worse than you being frustrated over it not starting you over.
Maybe I'm thinking about it from a content perspective as well. It could be. Where it just took away it took away all my excitement to go back and do more.
And I get that. I 100% get that.
Yeah, but sorry, we've spent a lot of time on that. I do apologize. That's how you know it's a good game, by the way, everyone listening. Because name me the last time I've been this riled up and spoke this long about a game and what's in your box.
True.
That's how you know it's a good game. Though all of the things that I just said may have sounded negative, the gameplay loop and the stories you are going to go on along the way, fantastic.
Oh yeah,
fantastic. So. And then the other game that I played was Anno 117 Pax Romana. What can I say? I played it for Ubi. Obviously, this is not a game that would be in my usual repertoire of games that I would play. Let's say it's a world builder in Rome, and oh my god, what a game! Yeah. I forgot how much I enjoyed these type of games, and it's very easy for new players to pick up. Now, like I say, believe what you want. Obviously, I was paid to play a hashtag ad, hashtag whatever you want to call it. But I was very shocked by the level of detail on its campaign, which is what I got to play. So I got to play the brand new preview build that content creators and press were playing. There's a whole narrative story being told throughout this world in a game. Again, I'm not familiar with these game franchises anymore like I once was, let's say. So to see how far it has come, I've not played Civilization ever, I don't think. And I think the last one of these type of games I would have played would have been Age of Empires a really long time. Probably when it came to the PS2, if I'm being honest with you. So that's how long ago I would have played one of these. But to see how far it's come, you can play this game co-op, which, Kresh, I could just imagine me and you building a Roman world, and we've got to make these decisions for these people, and the campaign's fully co-op as well. And I was just like, this is really fun. Like, this is really, really good. I really, really, really liked it of what I've played so far. I definitely will be playing the full release when it comes out. At least one stream, let's say, but I'm definitely gonna.
When does it release? Do you know?
Next month, I believe, the 18th, the 16th. I should know that off by heart, shouldn't I? As a professional host, the 13th of November.
Yeah,
the 13th of November. Yeah, but if you are into your world builders, and let's say you're into your world builders, but you haven't played for a while, I think this is going to be the one for you to jump in. It's beautiful. When I say it's beautiful, that's an understatement. It is gorgeous. And yeah, the story is actually really, really interesting. You play a governor, and then you're dealing with these different scenarios. Like, I had one scenario where a guy is walking through town, he sees me and stops me, and he's like, I could either seize his wood and take all the wood for myself, or I can pay him for it, which is obviously going to have a positive effect throughout the world versus a negative. Yeah, they've got these systems built in where, like, you build your towns, but they, depending on what they're built next to, can have negative and positive effects. So, like, you don't want to put, like, your wood. I'm sure this is all basic stuff in these type of games, but for me, I've not played it in a long time, so it was new to me. And not only that, it all made sense. It wasn't deep buried in menus where I didn't realize if I put this sawmill next to the market, it was going to have a negative effect. No, it's like very easy on the eye, up, down arrows of like, yeah, you shouldn't put that there. You should put that there. You can build this wood mill, but it needs to be next to trees. And it gives you like a percentage mark of like, you know, all the stuff that I'm sure you guys have experienced before, but it all made sense. And as a dum-dum who plays games, I need it to make sense. And this just does, which is huge. So enjoyed that a lot. Are you planning on playing it at all, Despawn? Is it a game is that a franchise you would play at all?
Not when I jump into, like, I'm not really like a big fan of like God Sims or like city builders and things like that. But from what I've seen of previews earlier, again, through work and stuff like that, it looks quite interesting. I think they've got a premise in this one where it's like you are like a Roman like emperor coming out of Rome into like a different precinct, and it's all about whether do you introduce Rome into this precinct or do you build their own like customs and traditions into your new city, and how does that play out? I think that's quite interesting. I didn't know it was co-op, so that might be quite cool as well. I'd be interested to see how that plays.
Story, fully co-op sandbox as well, fully co-op.
Yeah,
first time ever for the series.
Yeah, awesome stuff. Yeah, no, I'd be interested in checking it out for sure.
Fair enough. All right, let's get into this week's dashboard, boys. Despawn, a little video game has dropped. You may have heard of it. It's called Keeper. A new Xbox first-party game is out. It released October 17th. It is on Game Pass. I don't know what tier, and I'm going to tell you right now, I'm just going to say it's on Game Pass. You're going to have to do the research yourself from now on because we're not going to keep talking about tiers. What I will say is if you have been on the PC app, they have broken it down now. I don't know if you guys have seen this at all. Where if you click a game, it tells you what specific tier it is in. But I'm telling you right now, the boys might be different. Me, I'm going to say it's on Game Pass. You got to go do your research of what tier because I'm not going to keep talking about tiers. I ain't doing it. You hear me? I ain't doing it.
Yeah, it's on Ultimate and PC.
I know that. I don't want. I'm just saying.
Well, I'm saying,
if it's on Ultimate on PC, it's on Ultimate everywhere because PC games.
No, it's on Ultimate and PC. So the PC tier.
Oh, got it. I thought you said on Ultimate on PC. Got it.
Ultimate and PC. Sorry, that's my horrible Northern Yorkshire accent. So
currently sitting at a 78 on Metacritic. Users an 8. 8.0. Despawn, you've been playing it. Talk to me.
I completed it.
Wow.
It is a relatively short experience. I think I did it in about 4 hours. On the MXAM scale.
Are you reviewing it?
This is going to be my review, I think.
Oh, okay.
I would probably give it. Do we do points at 5s in here?
No. You got a solid B.
Yeah, I do. I'm going to say 8 then.
Okay.
I'd say it's a solid 8. It is double firing on all cylinders as per usual, in the weirdest, most magical way possible. So for those that don't know what this game is, the basic premise is you are a lighthouse that can walk. And you walk. But you are basically solving puzzles and trying to get across this island to return this little bird back to its family. You use your ability as a lighthouse to kind of shine away these like evil kind of like swarms of monsters and solve puzzles. Use the bird in tandem as well. I'm not going to spoil anything later on, but the game gets very weird and very magical. It is.
Sorry, can I just stop you? You've already said it's a lighthouse walking with a magical bird. Don't know if it gets much weirder.
I just also want to interject. I love the description of you play a lighthouse that can walk and you walk. That's like a description that should be on like the front of a box for a game.
Yeah. But no, it does some really cool things with the world. Like you have the ability to like, depending on how you play through, you get this glide ability that kind of plays into some of the puzzles. Each like chapter kind of plays around with it a little bit, and it kind of introduces something new for that chapter, and it does it really well, and it kind of flows really well. It feels like a Tim Burton animated like stop motion animation in a video game. And yeah, it is, like I say, Double Fine know how to make a beautiful looking weird game, and this is one of their most beautiful and most weird. There is zero dialogue in this game, and I can happily say it doesn't need it. The world building and the storytelling within that world is fantastic. I had a few issues playing on PC where it would, like, I'd have some kind of like performance hitching where it'd skip and stutter a couple of times when it was moving through different areas. Like it was very clear that it was kind of loading the next area, and then it would like kind of stutter a little bit. But otherwise, gameplay wise, it is great. Like I said, super short in my playthrough. I played it on the normal difficulty, and it was about I think my Xbox app said I did like 3.7, so maybe a little bit shorter than that just for pausing and stuff. I did have one crash, but it is the typical Unreal 5 crash message, so you know, that classic. But yeah, otherwise played great. Definitely recommend checking it out if you've got Game Pass. If you like Double Fine's weirdness, I think this is going to be one of those games for you. My computer is freezing up, so if you can't hear me, I apologize.
We can hear you.
Okay, it's just my PC being weird then. That's fine. Hopefully that is okay then. But yeah, no, it is weird in all the best ways. And yeah, I don't want to say too much about the story and all the gameplay elements because I don't want to spoil anything for those later moments. But I think the game is short enough that you should definitely check it out.
So you're telling me it's another great game at $24.99? I thought all games cost $70.
Weird, right?
Strange.
They mispriced it. They messed that up in the system. It's definitely supposed to be 70. Actually 80. Isn't it? All the games are 80.
Well, what? I'm just gonna keep being snarky for a little while. That's all I'm saying. Fine. I'm gonna keep being snarky for a little while because I want to be. And if you want to come at me, I don't really care.
I will say,
I'm downloading it now. By the way,
$24.99 is a good price for it. Again, like I say, it's on Game Pass. This is the epitome of that whole I think games are art. This is like an art first kind of game. Whereas the puzzle elements are fun and all, but like going through the world and looking at it, they have these perfect moments in the game where you have a golden path that you walk through as you're going through the game, but then you have these little kind of like inlets where you can just walk off and it will create a wallpaper worthy like vista shot of the world every now and again. And it's just so gorgeous. And yeah, it is on art style. It's a 10 out of 10. Gameplay, like in total, it's an 8 for me. Just for, like I say, the gameplay elements are very like fun but basic. And yeah, the shortness of it is it's fine. Yeah, 8. Check it out.
Fair enough. Check it out. Okay. I will download it and play it. Just even if I try it for an hour or so, just to support an Double Fine mainly, to be honest with you, not Xbox.
Fuck Xbox.
But, no, whoa. I didn't
That's
say
what
that.
Fix told me. That's what Fix told me.
That's not what I said. All games are not $80 though. Moving on, Battlefield 6 has sold a record-shattering 7 million copies in 3 days, making it EA's franchise best launch ever. Sure, ever. There isn't much more to add on this other than congratulations to everyone at Battlefield, right? They've got to be feeling so happy for themselves right now. It's a game that I thought was going to do well ever since I played it a long time ago, before it was even out there for the world to even have seen. And I think what they have coming is going to make it even bigger, if I'm honest.
Yeah, they're not even in season 1 right now. Like, we're in season 0 at this point, so...
Exactly. But I just think if EA can keep that momentum and keep themselves out of the way, like they seem to be doing so far, I think they're onto something very, very special with Battlefield 6. I've saw a few people critique Battlefield 6, though, and they don't like it. But mainly because they were lovers of Battlefield 4 and 3 and 4, to be honest with you. They're like, this is just the best parts of 3 and 4. Is that not what we want?
That is exactly what I wanted.
Yeah.
That's literally
I've seen some people complain about not liking the maps. I've seen some people complain about the range to kill. The range to kill conversation feels like is very much so a Call of Duty fan who's like, I want to run around with an SMG and kill somebody a million miles away, which the game just doesn't function that way, and it would not, like, it'd be such a horrible experience, I think, if you could kill somebody from far away with an SMG in this game. And you can. I use an SMG and I kill people at a distance. It takes some bullets, but it's not a frustrating amount of bullets in this game.
It's a skill issue.
I 100% agree. Like, it's not
get good. Yeah,
I don't think that's where the issue lie right now with that game. Maps, I will say there are a few maps that you can be pretty dominant on if you know how to be.
Yeah, there are some maps, the maps where you move forward as you capture objectives, where they need to just change the lining of it a little bit. And I think those maps end up working out fine because, like, they start off, I think all the maps functionally are really good. It's spawn points and position points in certain maps that aren't super great.
Yeah, but you can also spawn somewhere else.
Yeah.
That's I get you, and you are at 100% correct. Sometimes you just got to give up the point.
No, I'm not
somewhere else and come at it from a different angle.
Those maps where you can spawn different points, I 100% agree. I think that's you're misplaying it. It's more so the escalation one, the one where it's like capture these 2 points and then move on, and then you extend your control, and then they get another 2 points, and you have to keep moving forward. Those are the ones where I'm like, you could change the spawn lines for that, of like where your territory is and where their territory starts a little bit to make them feel better. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. But yeah, I honestly, boys, I see me playing that game for a really long time.
Same.
It's really fun. It's like, I get on and it's just like, you do some dumb shit with some friends. Somebody gets in a tank or somebody drives a car, and the second you get in it and it blows up, and you just have a laugh about it. It's
just
not
laugh.
like, it's not like serious. It's not like sometimes you'll pop off and you're like, I'll control a point solo and kill a bunch of people, and it's like, I feel badass. It gives you like a little bit of everything in the best way. We've talked about like having those the hangout games that are like repo and stuff like that right now. I forget the exact term you had used, Fix. For those games.
There's social something. I can't remember exactly what it's called, but
Battlefield kind of fits into that category for me in a way that I don't think most other shooters really have a chance to, because it's always so personable because of how small the team sizes are, where this is like, it's 32 people. If me and my squad are doing good, I am happy with the match.
Yeah, that's exactly why I always have that opinion. I said this when I'm streaming. I'm like, as long as we're in the top 3 squads,
you're happy.
We're good.
Everything's golden. To be fair, I don't even like, I'll be honest, this is one of those games where like, I don't even care if I'm doing good, as long as I'm having a good time doing bad, then I'm happy.
Well, that for me is like, squad doing good is like everybody's having fun. Trying to do something. You don't have to be successful or whatever. It's like, I don't care about any of that.
I will say it's something uniquely Battlefield about the like objectives over kills, whereas Call of Duty and things like that very much feels like it's kills over everything.
Of course.
Where this feels like I could still be doing well if I just went and held down C for the entire map.
Yeah.
And like just did Overwatch on like with a sniper rifle and just made sure that C stayed locked down. Like, even if we didn't win the match, I still feel like I'm doing something towards the team.
I've noticed that if I lose matches, it's to teams that are doing just that, where they will capture a point and they'll stay and defend it, where my team's just constantly like, everybody's running forward for the next thing.
I'm gonna beat. No, wait,
you can't even like, you can't even look back and be like, I can't believe our teammates gave up that. Like, me and my squad ran away from it as well.
I'm like right behind them. Yeah. Someone's gonna heal them from behind.
I'm terrible for that. And everyone will tell you, I am awful for it. I'm like, yo, guys, to the next one. To the next one. They're like, maybe we should stay. I'm like, nah, we'll be fine.
As soon as you leave it starts ticking down. It's like, oh, no, it's fine. Someone's behind us.
Rotate.
No. Yeah, no. I very much like finding a high point and just holding down a point and just like, providing that Overwatch. It's a great game. Great game.
Yeah,
totally, definitely a great game. This next one was taken from IGN from Tom Phillips. Apparently, the Assassin's Creed boss, I don't know if you guys heard about this. The Assassin's Creed boss had walked away from the franchise with the new restructuring. So that was what was presumed, but some more information has come out from that. Despawn, care to talk us through it if you can?
Yeah, basically, he said, he posted online that I think it was on his LinkedIn post. So this is, I'm going to murder his name and I apologize. Mark Alexis Cote has made clear that his shock exit from Ubisoft was not his decision. In a post on LinkedIn, Cote said that he bore no resentment, but wanted to make clear to former colleagues and fans that he had not quit the Assassin's Creed franchise after 15 years of his own free will. So it was announced earlier this week that he was leaving. This is all part of the is it the Tencent merger or
it's part of the new Vantage Studios, which is what Ubisoft and Tencent have gone into collaboration with, meaning that the Assassin's Creed, Far Cry, and Rainbow Six franchises are all under that one umbrella of studio.
But yeah, so Cote was like basically the lead for Assassin's Creed for about 15 years. And yeah,
he was who's the big guy at Marvel?
Feige.
Oh God,
Kevin Feige. Yeah,
that's pretty much from what I understand. And again, I don't understand everything. I'll be totally honest, but from what I understand, he was like the Kevin Feige of Assassin's Creed.
Yeah.
He made sure all of the projects were kept, in line and things were going the right ways.
Yeah. So, I mean, further on to his comments, he said here that many of you expressed surprise that I would choose to leave Assassin's Creed after so many years, especially given the passion I still hold for it. The truth is simple. I did not make that choice. Ubisoft decided to transfer the leadership of the Assassin's Creed franchise to someone closer to its new organizational structure. A different position was mentioned, but it did not carry the same scope, mandate, or continuity with the work I had been entrusted with in recent years. I want it to be clear, I hold no resentment. Ubisoft has been his home for all of his professional life, and he'll always be grateful for the people and projects that he got to work on.
Yeah, sad news, obviously. It's a hard one, right? And I'm sure, I think, Kresh, I feel like you're probably the most, you're able to talk about this the most, really, because you've not loved where Assassin's Creed has been going.
Yeah, like I think I don't think this decision really changes much for me, because like the way this reads to me is like he still kind of did walk away from it. He was offered a different job. It wasn't of the same position. You could view it as a demotion or whatever, which completely understandable why he'd be like, no, I don't want that. I was leader and now you want me to play a smaller role, whatever. I don't have the control that I would have had otherwise. But I don't know how much this really changes. The interesting thing will be when the other projects that they had, which he had planned, which were the Witch one, and I forget what the other one was called, but once those projects come out and seeing how they interact and how they're all connected, seeing how that would have turned out would be more of a case where you look at this and you're like, oh, it really sucks that he's not there anymore, because we haven't really seen like the big push he's been doing lately, like that overarching vision for the franchise, really.
No, I agree. I forgot about Hex. I think it's Project X, right? That's the code name for it or whatever. I forgot about that. It's actually going to be, I'm very excited for that one, actually. So, sad news. I'm obviously, I'm probably the least you take what I say with a pinch of salt. I'm optimistic. I am. I'm very optimistic for what's to come in the future. I think money helps everything, and having this new side studio or however they've restructured, and they're having more money, obviously, is going to be a good thing. I think. I
think there's also a benefit to Assassin's Creed not being the center point of all of Ubisoft, and not to say that it won't be important to Ubisoft, not at all, but it's not the center of Ubisoft as a company. It's like it's in that side company that isn't like the main thing. It's like Ubisoft has to like find its own way to stand up now, where that can be like sort of like what Assassin's Creed needs to get done for Assassin's Creed is more at the center of it, if that makes sense at all.
Yeah, you know what? You saying that, you know what gives me even more hope is there was obviously rumors going around that the lead of Division 2 was leaving as well. I don't know if you saw those rumors going around, and they've come out and been like, nope, that's not true at all. Still working on Division 3 and Division 2. And I'm there like, Division 3 is going to be big. Because now you think about it, right? Like clearly it's like Rainbow, Far Cry, Rainbow. They come out literally last week. Someone was talking about Rainbow being like, yeah, Rainbow is going nowhere, sort of thing. Like they're still working on so much content, etc., etc. It's like, cool. Those two franchises definitely can stand on their own 2 feet. We don't know what's going on with the next Far Cry. We assume it's probably in the works right now if they've put it into a separate company. Probably a safe assumption. So it's like, cool. Now you've got all these other franchises that you would hope are really going to put more focus on. Like, I'm excited.
Division is a really interesting one to look at, because when Division first came out, extraction shooters weren't really a thing.
No.
So to see where a Division 3 could go, knowing like, oh, extraction shooters are a thing people care about, the Dark Zone way back, I'd say in the beta, ever since the beta for Division 1, like even on release, the Dark Zone didn't hit the same. And not to say that it didn't have its moment.
It had its balancing issues, is what I would say is the big problem, right? Like anyone who understood PvP and like builds and things were able to melt you in a matter of seconds, which was the big issue. So it just became a melt off.
Yeah. So I think like there's an interesting area where they can have PvP for that game and have it more focused on an extraction mode of you go out with like no loot, and they kind of tried doing it with Division 2 with DLC and stuff like that, but having it go from the ground up and like sort of designing the game around it, I think Division 3 could be a very, very interesting point for the franchise.
I'm very excited for Division 3 just because of this level of support they gave Division 1 and 2. I feel like it is a franchise they believe in. And yeah, like if they can nail that landing on launch, then yeah, I can see a bright future for it.
Kudos to Ubisoft for just their willingness to support most of their franchise that people would look at and be like, oh, this isn't successful. But you look at Rainbow even early days where it wasn't the Rainbow we know it as today. You look at what's the For Honored. You look at almost every game they
Riders
put
Republic
out.
Just got a new vehicle in it literally last week. I played it. They got a new the dirt bike, I think it was. They were that people were asking for in that community, by the way, and they were like, yeah, okay. Don't get me wrong, you have to buy it. There are ways to use it in the game without buying it, but I think it's just very smart. Like that's the one unique thing about Ubisoft, right? Like there are people who are just Ubisoft fans. I know the internet likes to pretend there isn't, but there are, and they just play Ubisoft games. And yeah, it's very interesting. I guess I'm obviously very close to it, so I see a lot more of these little pockets of the community. But yeah, you're right. To keep supporting For Honor is like, okay, and then to keep supporting Riders or I'm trying to think of anything else. Like you said, Rainbow early
Skull
days.
and Bones still gets updates.
Skull and Bones is still getting updates, absolutely. So yeah, very, very, very interesting. Very interesting. Boys, should we jump into Guess That Game? If you don't know what Guess That Game is, it is the game show within the podcast where I, this week, are going to pick a game. The boys are going to ask me yes or no questions, and we will see who gets a point this week. Points are looking like this. Kresh is currently sitting at 25 points. Matt is currently sitting at 3. Despawn is currently sitting at 21. I am sitting at 21, and Ryan McCaffrey is sitting at 1. Let me pull up the game.
Pick up the slack, Ryan.
The wiki. Yeah, come on, Ryan. You know, sort it out. Okay, I've got my game. Let me get my timer.
I got my notes app so I can make notes.
Perfect. All right, here we go. In 3,
who's first?
2, 1, you go.
Was it exclusive to Xbox?
No.
360 game?
Yes.
Single player only?
Yes.
Third person game?
Yes.
Male protagonist only?
Yes.
Okay.
Open world?
Yes.
Rockstar?
No.
Okay. Just rule it out.
Multiple protagonists?
No, I don't believe so.
Okay. Not the game I was thinking of then. Is it shooter?
No.
Is it an EA game?
No.
Is it a Square game?
No.
Ubisoft game?
No.
Okay.
How did you say the first publisher you asked?
Who,
EA.
me? Yeah.
No, Despawn asked before that. I'm
Rockstar,
by the way. No, okay, cool. No, carry on.
Is it an RPG?
No.
Okay.
Action adventure game?
Yes.
Pass. Sorry, brain went.
Is it a fantasy game?
No.
No. Okay. Is it a futuristic setting?
Let me pause 1 sec. I'm gonna ask ChatGPT the question just because I don't want to get shouted at. I'm almost certain it's not, but you know when I'm scared because you guys shout at me a lot, and then you're gonna find the game and go, "You're a fucking idiot." So let me just ask. Okay. Is game a?
What was that?
Is game a?
You're missing. Can you? The word you're missing.
You keep missing a word. Can you say that?
Yeah, okay. I've not led you wrong. No, carry on.
Yeah, whose turn is it? Yeah, go
Is pass.
Well, I've played it.
That's your last question. I'm gonna give you one each more.
Okay.
Would you have played it? I think so, but I don't know.
Okay.
One question each.
So
go through what you need to go through.
Just to clarify, I've definitely missed a couple of things, but I've got it's a single player on the 360.
Yep.
Male protagonist.
Yep.
Open world.
Yep.
An action adventure game.
Yep.
And third person.
And third person.
No multiple protagonists, so it's just one protagonist throughout the game.
No multiple
as far
protagonists.
as I'm aware, yes, and I'm not seeing that anywhere else.
And what was the answer on the futuristic or fantasy?
No, it's not futuristic or fantasy.
Okay, so it's a modern setting.
Fantasy specifically. Yes.
Okay, all right.
Yeah. Which I knew, but I was just scared because you guys scare me. Okay, I knew that. I just want to be very clear.
That's my point. When you guys don't get this, when I stop you guys,
want to be clear. I was scared. I was scared.
There's trauma involved in this one. I get it. Yeah. And you said
is
no
this
to
part
Rockstar.
of a
multiple
game franchise? Like there's more than one. Or there's more than one.
Absolutely. So it's a franchise game.
Did we ask if this was a Ubisoft game? We did, right?
Yeah, we did. And you said
yes. Yeah, not a Ubisoft game.
My last question will be: are there more than 3 games in this franchise?
Yes.
Damn it. It's not what the game. It's not what I thought
that
it was.
ruins my guess.
Yeah, I'm completely out. Also, I think a question I asked earlier
as well.
It's not exclusive. We said, a non-exclusive third-person action-adventure open-world game with a male protagonist.
This is fun. You know, like when you sound this side of it, and you're like,
they don't got it. Yeah,
this feels good. This feels good.
Okay, I think I
might
have it.
It's not crafty or anything.
I think I might have it. I think I've got a guess.
But
okay. But mainly because I can't remember the
go on then, give me the guess.
Kresh, do you have one?
I'm gonna
I'll
guess
write mine
wrong
down.
I know it's not this, but I'm gonna guess Just Cause. I know it's not Just Cause. I know I'm incorrect on that.
It's not Just Cause.
See, well, I also thought it was Just Cause. So yeah.
Did you actually?
Yeah, like. I mean, you can't see it, but yeah, Just Cause, yeah.
No,
and I couldn't remember who the publisher was because.
Dude, I'll give you another guess because yours got taken if you really want it.
Whoa.
Just chill, crash.
I'm not going to get it. It's fine. Crap. What's the name of the franchise? No, I'm sticking with Just Cause because I can't think of it.
You're already wrong. Yeah, you're already wrong. It's fine. The game was Spider-Man 3.
You know, I should have asked, is it part of an IP instead of a franchise?
You didn't say that.
No, no. I didn't. Because I was like, I want to know if there's multiple games, and I don't want to know if it's just part of an IP.
Yeah,
I mean, that's not what you
Hindsight.
said. Not what you said. Not what you said. I just want to be clear. Not what you said. I answered everything correctly. I was
you did.
faithful as I could be. 1 point to me. Let's go, baby. I do have trivia for you. Relax. What, Kresh?
Okay.
What?
I was just thinking of a way to give you shit, but I couldn't. There's nothing I can think of.
I've got a couple. Let's go with one of the main characters. So most of the cast of the films actually reprise their roles in voice acting these characters. One of them did not. Was it A? One minute. Let me see if I can get some cast here. One minute, because I had it prepared, but not really. Okay, was it A, Tobey Maguire, B, James Franco, or C, Josh Kenton? Wait, actually, no, we're not going with that one. We're getting rid of that one. Hayden Crunch or last one, Kirsten Dunst.
Kirsten Dunst, yeah.
Kirsten Dunst. Who didn't?
So, Tobey Maguire, James Franco, the one you made up because you couldn't
random one.
Yeah, one random one. Or
not
Kirsten
that
Dunst.
one.
So it's not that one.
Unless
It's not
like
actually.
really.
Can I just be
unless
very
we
clear? That generally wasn't random. It literally says the name here. They're in the game, but I don't know.
Okay.
Oh,
Well, you've ruined it.
I know
then.
exactly who this is. Now that I've seen their face, I know exactly who this is.
Okay. So they're in the game, so we know it's not number 3. Well done. So it's one of 3. I'm going to say Kirsten Dunst didn't do it.
That's where my mind goes to with it as well. But
I feel like Toby
if
and
you get
James
the
would have been
point here,
gamers at some point.
I think so. That's where like why my mind went to Kirsten Dunst at first. But I'm also like Tobey Maguire. Maybe he's like, I don't want to do a video game. That's not like. He's a cool dude, but I also think that's like he's like
Spider-Man 3 as well.
that?
Remember, like this is the 3rd game. Like he was big money by then.
He was big money, and they had him play emo Spider-Man in that movie, doing some dances. Like maybe he's at that point, he's like, I'm done with Spider-Man. I'm going. James Franco is also a good, like, not a horrible guess. I'm gonna go for Tobey Maguire.
Despawn, you get a point. Congratulations.
You're not getting ahead of me this week.
That was close, man. That was close. We're chasing them down, though, Despawn. Back on 22 points each. Matt with 3. Kresh on 25. Ram McCaffrey with 1. Should we do a blind ranking?
Yeah.
Okay, we'll do a quick blind
Speed
ranking
round. Let's
before
go.
we get out of here. Let's hope we don't need my video because I've now lost it. Anyway, all right, here we go. Blind ranking. We're ranking these through 1 through 5. Here we go. Oh, actually, not that one because we've already done it. Thank God. Here we go. GoldenEye.
2.
Yeah. I assume we're talking N60 GoldenEye, right?
N64, yeah.
Yeah.
That's the assumption I'd make.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I'm gonna go with you guys on 2. Fine. Chronicles of Riddick: Escape from Butcher Bay. 5.
3.
5.
Huh?
That game is.
Whoa.
It's actually. I know it's not meant to be bad.
It's critically underrated. Is that game? Yeah, but you know, you guys overruled me in
Perfect
5.
position for a critically underrated game. 5.
5. Okay,
5.
that's fine.
Agreed.
Okay.
Star Wars. KOTR. KOTOR.
1.
3.
I'm between 3 and 1, and I could go either way.
We're not Star Wars people. Don't be fake now.
My gut reaction. Yeah, but here's the thing. I don't know what would go above. I'm not a Golden Eyes person. I said Golden Eyes 2.
Yeah, but that's
One.
close.
It's 1. It's 1. Thank you for talking me into it, Vix. It's 1.
Moron. All right, next up, The Lion King.
4.
3. I'm
Fuck
assuming
that
this is
game.
like the old school
4.
game.
I'm gonna go 4.
Fuck that game.
They're not great.
That
And
game's
that leaves
classic.
us free. Alien Isolation.
Okay, don't hear that.
No, I don't hate it either.
Give me the list.
Who's the moron now, Fix? Huh? Who's the moron?
So the list is like this: Chronicles of Riddick 5, Lion King number 4, Alien Isolation 3, GoldenEye, KOTOR.
I like the list.
Okay.
I don't hate the list. I don't hate the list. Trying to
play all
figure
those
out
games.
the tile is my thing.
Who's this list from?
That's
I'm not telling you.
Oh, okay.
Wait,
bullshit.
you can't go into it with
You
that
can't go with the
information
knowledge.
on your
Oh,
side.
that's fair. You're right.
Yeah.
You're right. I have it. Yeah. All right. Fine. It's Big Willie P.
Oh, okay. Big Willie P's all right, usually.
Big shout out to Big Willie P, the originator of this, by the way.
The OG.
The OG.
I'm going to say top 5 games based on an existing IP.
Ooh.
Okay. Kresh.
Best rated games on an IP.
Okay.
That's horrible. That's not
even a real sentence.
Horrible. That's horrible.
Because of Lion King, I was tempted to go difficult, but yeah, no.
Lion King's the only one there that I'm really like, oh, that's a difficulty thing.
Yeah.
Because my head went there straight first with Lion King as well. But I don't think anything else is. I think GoldenEye also partly, like when you talk about like the guy you can't shoot, like difficulty is part of that conversation, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah. Slaps only, no hub job. Yeah. I know the rules.
It's definitely something IP. I'm just trying to think how to word it. Do you know what? My favorite games on a IP. Maybe made it personal. Maybe. All right, are we ready?
Go on.
Best games based on movie licenses.
Okay.
I like
none
it.
of us said licenses.
I like it.
It's a
Yeah.
good. It's a good one. Yeah, I don't hate it.
It's a good tile. It's a good tile. I like it. He's also put something else in here for next week, which is a whole different pattern. It's a whole different game. So you've got something to look forward to next week.
Ooh, new game. Who does?
Yeah, very interesting. Very interesting. All right, let's get into Fix the Sack before we get out of here. Remember, you can email in myxboxandmepodcast@gmail.com, or you can hit us up in the Discord like most people do, or like someone did this week, hit us up in the YouTube comments. If you have questions, we will answer them. Chris pulls them through, so we appreciate you. Toplift91 says, with rumored leaked specs for the next Xbox console and rumored of cost exceeding $800, is it already doomed to fail at that price point? I've seen none of this, by the way. Just want to be very clear.
I haven't either.
But I don't know if it's doomed to fail, but I don't know if I'd. I can see a lot of people being turned off by that price point. But failure, I don't think it's the price point that's going to be the failure cause, if anything.
I think with the way Xbox is setting themselves up, whether and this is going to go for the ROG Ally, which ended up being a success, but whether the ROG Ally or whether the next console or whatever they decide to do is a failure, Xbox will still be a success because it is no longer tied down to any of that platform. So like, could the console itself be a failure at that price point? Possibly, but I don't think that'll matter as much to the Xbox brand going forward because they're less and less reliant on it.
You're right. You're 100% right. Go, carry on. Sorry.
I was going to pull up the question for later because it ties into that, but I was just going to get into it. Think of like, there's a possibility, like the way I see Xbox possibly functioning based off how well the ROG Ally does is, I think we've briefly mentioned it and sort of like shook off the idea of, because it didn't really make sense, but the possibility of Xbox going to other console manufacturers or other places like even an ASUS for like a console or something like that, and be like, hey, you guys can produce your own console. We have our software. You can let it play PC games, whatever, and do whatever you need to do with it. We'll have less control over it. We'll take whatever the deal they have with the ASUS. It continues on into that. I could see that being a possible point where like the success or failure of a product is no longer on Xbox's shoulders anymore, so that cost doesn't sort of eat at them as much.
Yeah, I think I've said it a while now. I think they'll go down the Surface route of any of their hardware in the future, of being like, here's what a ideal spec of a machine will look like, but you guys can make your own and add or subtract what you want, but it has to meet like a base level.
No, I disagree with all of this. I've got to be honest.
Like, I think this generation, I think they're going to come out with their own device, but I think going forwards, I think they'll be moving towards the.
Well, that's the question. We're talking about this generation.
Okay. Well,
look. The price point isn't going to be the problem here.
No,
like it's not going to be. It's not just. It's the brand. Xbox as a brand is no longer
the console.
It was not just that. It's not even that. But I just mean like for even for us schmucks on an Xbox podcast, how many of us turned on our Xbox this week?
I can't tell you the last time I have turned on my Xbox.
You did Despawn. That's why you come online.
No, it's Greenlight. It's from a Steam Deck.
Okay, fair enough. But yeah, like I think that's the problem. Xbox, even for Xbox players, which I would have considered myself to be, is no longer the place to go. Now, that has a knock-on effect because I'm not going to pay $800 for a console. But in the same breath, I'm also not going to pay $500 for a console. So it's not the price that's the issue. It's Xbox as a whole, which is going to make this console foul, not the price. Yeah. So is it already doomed to foul? Yes, unless Xbox sorts out its branding, which it hasn't. It hasn't since I started this podcast. It hasn't sorted out its branding. It hasn't sorted out its messaging. It isn't cool to play on Xbox. It hasn't been for the last 10 years. PlayStation has always been the cool place to play games when it comes to the console market. Nintendo's family, PlayStation's where everybody else goes, and then there's this niche audience of Xbox in the middle of that. Or to the side of Nintendo, I probably would have said, if I'm honest. And that's what's going to make them... But I think fail's the wrong word. Because if it makes money, it doesn't fail. I think that's the problem. If we're talking foul in terms, in comparison to Nintendo and PlayStation, then yes, it will foul. No matter what. It will foul in comparison to those two console manufacturers. But I don't know if it will foul to Microsoft. No, I don't think so. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
No. Go.
Microsoft, the bottom line number is more relevant than everything else. So if Xbox as a whole is making a ton of money, then I don't think they care that the console isn't doing as well, as long as the console is an avenue for people to get Game Pass and continue to pay the $360 a year for that ultimate subscription so they can get the day one games and everything. I think that's where, like, as a whole, like, it's why, like, failure for a company like Xbox is so difficult. Like, a failure for a company like PlayStation would be easier to define because PlayStation is... That's the bulk of Sony.
Reliant on PlayStation.
Yes,
yeah,
exactly. Yeah, where it's not, you don't have that same relationship over at Xbox. It's why also the conversation points for like what Xbox doesn't mirror like the talking points when you talk about Sony, because they're two different companies functioning differently as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Next question comes from Origin Cookie Man, who says, do you think Microsoft would update the software of its existing release consoles to reflect the Xbox PC app functionality and provide players with access to other storefronts, just like Windows, Steam OS, and like Epic is forcing Apple to do?
No. This is a new console feature if they were to do it. Yeah. It's like you release this on a new console. It's the selling point of the console.
Yeah.
They literally wouldn't have to change anything else with the console if they did this, other than make it more powerful, obviously.
Yeah, make it more powerful, give it access to all of your storefronts. You know, and there you go. I'd chuck in a couple of months of Game Pass. You're sold.
he also says, what impact could a move like this have on the industry? I don't think it does as much as you think it does. Just like the ROG coming out and being able to do it doesn't have it hasn't got a crazy impact on the industry as a whole. It's a cool thing to have, and a niche portion of people will have it. I don't think it would have this rocketing effect for nobody who's on PlayStation right now would switch over to Xbox because you have a Steam, like you can have Steam on the OS. It wouldn't make a difference.
Exactly.
At large.
Yeah. I think on paper it would be like, oh, look how cool it is that the new Xbox desktop console that sits under your TV can play your Steam games and your Epic games. But on like in reality, I think a lot of people will be like, they're not going to buy a console just based on that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
100%.
Yeah, they'll buy it where the games are and the gamers are, and it's like if all your mates are saying, "Don't just pick up a PlayStation and play there," or pick up a PC and play there, it's like I think that's what's going to drive it more than anything.
Yeah, an iPad and play there, mate.
Yeah,
it's like next up comes from Trusty Turtle. Do you / how often would you look up a guide for a game when you run into a puzzle that you're having trouble with? How would you get past this sort of thing if you're doing a review and a guide isn't available? Great question. Love this question. How often do I look up guides? Not that often. I usually have a despawn in my chat that will give me a hint towards where I need to go. Or the way I do it when I'm playing games, again, very different case study to probably most people who are listening, but I am live 99% of the time when I'm gaming, right? So the way we do it is very much of like, I will go until I'm literally getting to a point of I want to turn the game off, and then I will ask for a hint. And the hint is usually subtle enough that I still get the eureka moment and feeling like I achieved something, but I am sherpa towards the right area.
Do you remember that skill that you just unlocked an hour ago? Have you tried using that recently? Yeah.
Exactly.
Not go click that button there. Yeah.
But yeah, what about for you, Despawn? How do you do when it comes to guides?
So yes, I will use them, but not like so I use them more of a cleanup activity. So I will play through a game in full as I normally would, and then if I want to do like 100%, or I want to clean up all of the achievements and things like that, or I want to get all the collectibles, whatever, I will then use a guide for that maybe, where I'm getting stuck finding things. In regards to the second point,
wait, just say Kresh's point and then do the second point afterwards. Yeah, Kresh, go on. What are you?
I think I pretty much echo Despawn on that. I'm not really big on when I'm playing the game the first time through and I'm trying to figure out like what to do to look up guides. I'll only do it if I really, really get stuck and I'm there for like an exorbitant amount of time and I'm like, this is starting to get frustrating. And then sometimes I'll look up the guide, and then if the guide is like, oh, that was super easy, sometimes I'll get even more frustrated and turn off the game. I feel like I'm done with this today. I could have done this half an hour ago, because the first thought I had, sometimes it's like the first thought I had that I was like, it can't be that because that's way too easy is like the answer. And that's even more frustrating than it being a difficult solver. It's like, oh, I would have never got that.
Just follow the yellow paint. Everyone knows.
Oh, mate, paint sometimes is. I had it in, I think it was Claire Obscure when I was playing through that. There's a certain area that you go behind that's so obvious. So I'm like, I can't figure this out. And I did have to look up a walkthrough for it. I remember being like, are you kidding me? It was literally right there. And you're right, Kresh. It's the most infuriating thing because you're like, I've just spent half an hour, whatever it may be, trying to find this obvious thing where the flag is like, hey, come here, go over here. It's like, yeah, but my brain couldn't get there. Yeah, very frustrating. And then the second point, Despawn, please. I think it's an interesting one, so go on.
How would you get past this sort of thing if you're doing a review and a guide that isn't available yet? So a lot of times, if it's a puzzle-heavy game, NDAs and things like that and press releases will come with those, like hints and stuff. If they don't, I factor that into my review. So if their game is obtuse enough to make it difficult to get past a certain area because the puzzle is too hard to figure out on your own, I will write that in. Sometimes there will be people that you know who are covered by the same NDA, so you can have discussions with them. So you could, like, say me and, just to say for an example, me and Fix will play the same game. We can have that discussion.
Prince of Persia? I remember with that one, I got stuck a few times. Not only that, like the way reviews usually work, a little bit of inside baseball, right? Like obviously you sign your NDA saying that you will not talk about it, you will not break embargo, etc., etc. You're usually sent then a reviewer package, in not a physical package, but like a reviewer guide, like telling you a lot of information about the game. It has spoilers in there and everything, where they tell you not to read past certain points until you've got to certain points in the game. And then they are usually like with a known not problem, but a known like, oh, you might get stuck here, this is what you do to get around it. If that's not in there, you're right, I will factor it in, but I will also usually get put in sometimes you put in a Discord as well, where it's like all of the reviewers are in this one Discord, and then you can, like you said, you can ask certain questions to not only developers, but you've got obviously community managers and obviously other reviewers as well, like, hey, anyone got stuck here? And then it's just like, yeah, just do this. All right, perfect. And then it's done. It's not so much a guide as such. You haven't got people posting videos in there or anything like that. But yeah, it's very interesting.
Yeah,
very
Fix
interesting.
uses Discord as Twitch chat, basically, is what he's saying. He just asks, like, can anyone just point me the right direction?
I can't say I ever I get too nervous in those sort of Discords. I never
it's like,
talk
I'm the big dummy who doesn't know how to play this game.
yeah, exactly.
Someone help. Yeah.
I usually go to you.
Yeah, so I'm there for you.
So yeah, that's how that works. But thank you so much for the question. Great question. Last one comes from, how will I say this? Copsa 82. Copsa 82. I remember asking the question a few months ago if the next Xbox console generation will be the last. Curious if the crew still thinks no. Kresh?
I'm going to say I still think no, off the back of like sort of what I talked about earlier. I think the next console is still going to be Xbox made, but I think after that, depending on how it goes, we could see Xbox sort of go to an ASUS or go to someone else and be like, hey, do you want to manufacture a console where you are the primary like creator, hardware, you choose prices, whatever you want to do, but you will be the Xbox console going forward. And sort of taking that off of their own hands. So I do think in some way, shape, or form, you will always have an Xbox console for the foreseeable future. It just might not be like a homegrown Xbox console the same way that Asus is very much still an Asus product, even with all the Xbox stuff attached to it.
Yeah. I still think there'll be one after that, to be honest with you. I think as long as the console can remain profitable, it will always have a branch in Microsoft's Swiss Army knife, which is their products, right? As long as people are still, there are still going to be people who pick up an Xbox over a PlayStation for their gamer score because they've been loyal to that gamer score for a long time. And there'll be enough of them. I understand what you're saying. I agree with you in terms of like that could still exist with Asus being a partner and stuff like that. I just don't know if Xbox are going to want to cut other people into a piece of the pie unless it gets to a place where it is just too expensive to make. We're in a really strange time in life right now where everything is expensive.
Yeah, I think there's also the R&D cost of it. If it goes away from them, it's also less R&D cost on top of like the cost of the console to make and ship and all that stuff. And it really depends on where Microsoft wants to put funding into Xbox in the future. I could see a case of where they're like software and streaming and streamlining that whole experience is more important to us than a box. So it's not relevant for us to do R&D on that. And that's just eating up cost that we could be putting somewhere else.
Yeah, I don't think we're there yet, though. I still think.
No, I agree with you. I think I still think away from that.
Yeah, I still think we've got a couple more generations. To be honest with you, I
said it.
I agree with you. Yeah, go on.
I said it earlier. I think we are getting to that point where they're going to create a benchmark for other people to make the consoles, but I don't think we're there yet. I honestly think the handheld might be a test case for that.
Yeah.
Of like handing over the reins to Asus to do the design with, Xbox's guidance. But I still think we know that the next console is definitely going to be an in-house console. Yeah. I think the one after that, like you say, if it's still profitable for them, I think it will be. But I think there will be a time when they go the Sega route. I genuinely do. I think they're going to become a publisher at some point, only.
I think if Xbox ever does be like, hey, ASUS, you can make the next Xbox or whatever it is. I don't think it's going to be a case of like, here are the specs of what an Xbox would look, and now you can have like an ASUS Xbox and then an Alienware Xbox. I don't think it'll be that. I think they'll be like, they'll pick one partner and it's like, you will be making the Xbox. You can choose the pricing and whatever. It'll be your product. It won't be our product, but we'll have our branding all over it and whatnot. And you can sort of do your own like niche stuff that maybe if it was an Xbox product, you might not be able to do. But then again, like you also move into like, that's not an Xbox product, and would Xbox players still buy it?
That's literally what the conversation is right now with the ROG, right? Like,
yeah, which the big
argument on Twitter is very much like, this is not an Xbox. You're right, it's not.
It's just an ASUS, yeah.
Like, yeah, it's not. It's not. But yeah, I think we severely underestimate other things around Xbox when it comes to like controllers and the adaptive controller, and then like all the other peripherals that always come out and stuff like that, which I don't think you sell those as well without a box. I'm sure.
I disagree.
Interesting.
I struggle. Like when you look at most people who use controllers on a PC or any sort of hardware, and that hardware is still going to use controllers. And who I think Xbox is 100% down to just make the controllers and the peripherals for it. But even people who play on PC, most of them use Xbox controllers. So I don't think that hurts it.
Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm thinking about it maybe too from my own point of view there, because I'm there like, once I've given up on the box, I feel like I've given up on the brand as a whole. I'm not buying a Xbox hat. I'm not buying an Xbox t-shirt. I'm not buying I've done all these things. Like once I'm out, I'm out.
See, I think I would be with you on that argument if it was day zero, and they were like, we've never used an Xbox controller before, and it wasn't the standard. But the fact that we're at that point now, I think they could still rest on that laurel of being like, we make the best controllers, arguably.
Yeah, but next gen. But I think you're severely underestimating what could happen next gen then. Because PlayStation could come out with a controller with offset. If let's be real, PlayStation come out with a controller with offset sticks.
They will.
And then it has the adaptive triggers, and it has the screen and all the cool stuff you've been seeing in Ghost of Yotai. I can see people slowly but surely being like, I like this more.
I don't think so. People are into comfortability. People are used to, like, there are people who use the 360 PC controllers still. Like,
that's true. It's a great controller.
So I get what you're saying. I just think there's too much of a, in the same way when we talk about the console space, we talk about like PlayStation's power and like whatever they have staying power and Nintendo and stuff like that. Microsoft is that with the controllers. Like their controller is that like it is the identifier for a gaming controller. It is the thing that is front and center. I'm not just saying controllers. I'm saying all peripherals. No, I still stand by that statement, even with all peripherals. Yeah.
Fair enough. Well, interesting question. I appreciate it. Let's plug, and get ourselves out of here, boys. Decent one, we got to plug this week.
I'm going to plug the YouTube and the Twitch and the live streams that we will definitely do in the future. Hit that like and subscribe button.
Kresh, what are you plugging this week?
Podcast reviews. If I open this up, I'm about to open it up. And if there are no podcast reviews...
Daddy said he's going to be very
angry. Oh, wait.
Oh.
You guys thought there would be no reviews. There is a review. On Thursday, somebody wrote, I stole my coworker's phone to do, and then it ... I'm assuming he says to do this. This is from Ricky.
Okay.
4Ks, 69 at the end.
Okay.
5 stars. Beautiful review.
Okay.
Beautiful review. All it says is USA #1, and Ricky, I fucking agree with you. Let's go. Oh, I was so ready to be disappointed this week. But Ricky hard carried.
I love that. So how many are you at now? How many reviews in total?
Let me see. We are at 102. We're like one up now again.
Hey, UK and England, I need you. I need you to stand tall with me. Are you going to let a country that is moving as mad as it is right now...
They'd be moving mad.
Are you going to let a country like that destroy us on podcast reviews? Now, I don't want to get political with you or to nothing, but Your country needs you, all right? We need you for this podcast review. I need everyone to kick their grandma down the goddamn stairs, steal their phones from your work colleagues. Yo, I just need to do something really quick. What's that? The app is already installed. It's already installed on the iPhones. Go and drop a review, my people. Go.
You heard that, Americans? You heard that cry for war? What are we going to do? Let them win off that?
I'm indifferent. You know, either side can leave a review. In fact, both sides should leave a review. Let's cross hands together and both leave reviews on both sides of the pond. But if we can get one extra on the UK side, that'd be great.
I'm never calling Despawn daddy ever again.
Yeah, you are.
Those days are over. No.
You are 100% going to forget this conversation.
England,
I
England,
probably will.
England, 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 England. Until next time, we'll love you, leave you. See you later. Goodbye.
Boy.